Hello everyone, we are starting with this O-level math paper. This is paper 1, May-June 2023, variant 1, and today is Monday, 15th April. I'm Shahab Yaqub, so let's get started. This is 9:08. That's the time at which we are starting this paper. So let's solve some questions, maybe 10 questions, and then we will note down the time. Electronic calculator must not be used in this paper. It is necessary that whatever working that you are doing, you should write the final answer for that part in this lined space. Now, the first question is about 1234.4 divided by 8. So 1234.4 divided by 8, I can write this thing as 1234 divided by 80. Okay, so what we can do is that let's divide by 2. So when we divide by 2, this is 40 and 12344. So when I divide, it seems like a big number. So why don't I do this thing? That is that let's see, this is 44. So therefore, let me break this up. Hold for a second. So let me break this up like this. 1234 divided by 80, that is 1200. And actually it's 12,000 plus 300 plus 44 divided by 80. It seems easier this way. So this is 12,000 divided by 80. This is 300 divided by 80. This is 44 divided by 80. Always double check. So 12,344, 12,344. The first one, this 0 and this 0 cancels out. So 1200 divided by 8, that is 600 divided by 4, that is 150 divided by 1. That is 150 from here. And then this one, 300 over 80, that's 30 over 8. That is 15 over 4. So 15 over 4, that is 3.75. And then 44 over 80. So this is 44 divided by 80. That is 22. That is 40. That is 11. That is 20. So 11 over 20 is 0.55. So now if I add it up, 3.75 plus 0.25, that is 4, and then 0.3. So this is 154.3. So basically, these two adds up to 4.3, 4.3 plus 150, 154.3. That is how I get this answer. The next one, that is 3/7 of 56. That is 3 over 7 of 56. 7 ones are, 7 eights are, 3 eights are 24. This is 24. Question number 2, write down the fraction of this 3 by 3 square that is shaded. So now over here, how many squares do we see? So if I focus on the square, there are 9 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So the denominator is 9. Now let me erase this thing. And now let me focus on this thing. That this half square over here can go and in place of this. So this will become 1 full square. So this is used up. This is another full square. And over here, this short thing, the small triangle, is basically this one. So now we have 3 triangles. Ignore this. So this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, 3 over 9. That is the fraction that the 3 by 3 square is shaded. I can even write this thing as 1 over 3. Evaluate 0.5 square. So 0.5 into 0.5, that is 5 over 10 into 5 over 10. That is 25 over 100. Play with decimals, that is 0.25. Let's move on. Question number 3. The diagram shows 4 straight lines meeting at a point. That means all these 4 angles should add up to 360 degrees. So there is the red 90-degree angle, the blue angle 120, and then this thing, the purple angle, that is 40 degrees. In other words, 120 plus x plus 40 is 270, because the total is 360. This whole thing is 360 degrees. Subtract the 90, we get 270. 120 plus 40, 160. So x is 270 minus 160. X comes out to be 110. Is there space for this? Yes, there is. So that is 110 and degree. Write the degree symbol. Now it says part B, ABC is a straight line and BCD is an equilateral triangle. So BCD is an equilateral triangle. Therefore, this is 60, this is 60, this is 60, and this is a straight line. So if this is a straight line like this, that means these two angles, the y and the 60 adds up to 180. So y plus 160, actually y plus 60, not 160, adds up to 180. Therefore, y is 120 degrees. Also look at the answer. Does it look like an obtuse angle triangle? The answer is yes. The answer should make sense. The diagram is not drawn to scale, but diagrams are never misleading. So yes, if it looks like an obtuse, it's an obtuse angle triangle. So this thing is done. Question number 4. Now it says Benjamin's age is T years. So this is T. Mariam is 5 years younger than Benjamin. Write an expression for Mariam's age in terms of T. Very simple. This is T minus 5. The next person, Colin's age is twice Benjamin's age. Write an expression for Colin's age. So that should be 2 times T. I think this is too simple. Given that A is 3 and B is -2, evaluate 5A minus 2B. So 5 into 3 minus 2 into -2, that is 15. Minus 2 into -2 is +4. 15 plus 4 is 19. Now this one, be careful. Insert one of the brackets to make the calculation correct. 3, 5, 2, 7. If I put a bracket over here, that is 3 plus 10, 13. 13 minus 7, this is not 9. If I put a bracket over here, 3 plus 8 is 6. 3 plus 5 is 8. 8 into 2 is 16. 16 minus 7 is 9. So this is where we have to put the bracket. Insert one set of bracket. Insert plus, minus, and multiplication to make the calculation correct. So 3 plus 5 is 8. 8 plus 2 is 10. 10 minus 7 is not 20. What about 3 multiplied by 5? 15. 15 plus 2, 17. 17 minus 7, that is 10. What about 3 into 5 is 15? And 15 plus 7 is 22. 22 minus 2. Okay, so that makes sense. So this is 3 into 5. This is plus 7. This is minus 2. So that is 20. So this is about ordering. Question number 6. Complete the pattern so that AB is the only line of symmetry. So this is a line of symmetry. We have to complete the pattern. So basically, this point and this point would remain the same. This point would remain the same. This point over here will become over here. This over here, I think this one, let's go this way. It's the concept of perpendicular bisector. So now what we do is that, let me draw some lines like this. Okay. That makes perfect sense. Okay, so I think that is the perfect diagram. That is, AB is the only line of symmetry. Now, question number 6, part B. A hexagon has a rotational symmetry of order 6, and the perimeter of the hexagon is 30. Draw a sketch of the hexagon, labeling the lengths of the side. If it has a hexagon, first of all, has 6 sides, and if it has a rotational symmetry of order 6, that means it's a regular hexagon. That is the thing that they want you to comprehend and infer and deduce. That means all sides are equal. So the perimeter is 30. 30 divided by 6, that is 5 centimeter. It's a sketch. So let's draw this hexagon. So it's just a rough sketch like this. I want to draw it as realistically as possible. And then like this. Okay, so I mean, that's a realistic thing. And it's not drawn to scale. So this is 5 centimeter each, and it's a 6-sided figure. So now 6 questions are done. And now we are starting at 9:20. What time did we start? We started at 9:08. So 9:08 till 9:20, that is 6 questions. So now let's start with 9:20 and keep on going. So let's move on. Question number 7. Here are 5 temperatures in degrees Celsius. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Write these temperatures in order from coldest to the hottest. So hottest is the positive one. Keep that in mind. And coldest is the negative one. So the most negative is negative 21. Lesser than that, negative 18. Lesser than that, negative 10. And then negative 2. And the hottest one is what? That is 70. So therefore, these are the answers: negative 21, negative 18, negative 10, negative 2, plus 70. Then it says, work out the temperature that is 5 degrees Celsius colder than negative 18. So this is negative 18. And cold is in the negative direction. Go 5 units left. So therefore, this is negative 23. So the answer is negative 23 degrees Celsius. Question number 8. It says a rope is cut into 3 pieces in the ratio 3:5:4. So 3:5:4. This is the shortest. This is the longest. This is the medium one. The length of the shortest piece is 180. They're asking 2 things. Find the length of the longest piece. That will correspond to this. Find the total length of the rope. Give your answer in meters. Now, there is a choice. Which part do you want to do first? Doesn't make a difference. So if I talk about the ratio of smallest to longest, that is 3:5. And the shortest is 180. The longest is, let's write this thing as x. So x into 3, 5 into 180. Therefore, x is 5 into 180 divided by 3. 3 ones are 360s are 5 into 60. That's 300 centimeters. That's the answer. Let me write this as method 1. And method 2, I'll write when I have solved the second part. Find the total length of the rope. So 3 plus 5 plus 4, that equals to 12. Now compare shortest is 3 out of 12 of the total. This equals to 180. So 1/4 of total equals to 180. Therefore, total is 180 into 4. So this is 180 into 4, that is 720. This 720 is in which unit? It's in centimeters. Therefore, 7.2 meters, that's the answer for this part. Based upon this, I can start with method 2. So the total length is 720 centimeter. And the largest, that's 5/12. This is the largest, 5/12 of 720. That's 5/12 of 720. So 12 ones are, 12 60s are, 5 into 60 is 300. This is another way of getting the same answer. 2 questions are done. Question number 9. The diagram shows triangles A and B. This is A and this is B. Describe fully the single transformation that maps A onto B. So now A is going like this. This is the base. Let me highlight it. Understand it very thoroughly. Transformation is the most interesting thing. This is the base of 3 units. Now it has become the height of 3 units. This is the height of 1 unit of triangle A. That has become the base of triangle B. When this is the thing, that the base becomes the height becomes the base, that means this is rotation. That's the first thing. And this is a rotation of 90 degrees. So A is becoming B. And this is 90-degree clockwise. About which point? That is the only thing that you need to make sure. So if I focus on this point, that is 4, 1. And that is the intersection over here. This is 1 and -4. So the rule is 4, 1 becomes 1, -4. In other words, AB becomes B and -A, coordinates flip, new Y coordinate changes sign. This is only possible if it's about the origin, because the coordinates are simply flipping. There is no addition or subtraction. So it's not about any other center of rotation. So how will I describe it fully? I'll write it's a rotation. And this rotation is 90-degree clockwise about origin 0, 0. So they will give you 1 mark for writing this. So that's 1 mark for this. And basically 90-degree clockwise and this thing, that's the other mark. So question number 9 is done. Question number 10. Now it says work out 1 whole 1/3. Give your answer as a mixed number. So 1 whole 1/3, that's 4/3 into 8/9. So 3 and 4, nothing is dividing. So 4 8s are 32. And this is 27. So this can be written, this is an improper fraction. And I'm writing as a mixed number now. So 27 ones are, the difference is 5, 5/27. So 1 whole 5/27, that's the answer for this part. Second part, Kate has a bunch of grapes. She ate 1/4 in the morning, 2/3 in the afternoon. What fraction of the grapes she has not eaten? So first of all, add 1/4 and 2/3. So LCM is 12. 12 divided by 4 is 3. So that's 3 into 1. 12 divided by 3 is 4. That's 4 into 2. So 8 plus 3 is 11/12. This is what she has eaten. So therefore, not eaten should be 1 minus 11/12, which comes out to be 1/12. That's the answer for this part. Question number 11, that is inequality. X minus 5 is greater than 3x plus 7. x minus 3x is greater than 7 plus 5 is 12, minus 2x is greater than 12, divide by negative 2, therefore x is lesser than, the inequality flips, negative 6. So x is lesser than negative 6. That's the answer. Next question, question number 12. Ali keeps a record of computer games he plays. Out of the first 6 games, Ali wins 4. Out of the first 20 games, Ali wins 13. What do you observe? You observe that they are talking about first 6, first 10. Now, the first gut feeling is that let's add up 6 plus 20. That's 26. Out of 26, 17 games Ali won. That's not the issue. This is the data for first 6 games, but why should we use this data when we have the data first 20 games? So just use this. So if I use this, probability that Ali wins the game is 13 out of 20. Probability of not winning the game is 1 minus 13 over 20, which comes out to be 7 over 20. So basically, this is not considered because this is already part and parcel of it. The next one, it's about relative frequency, another name for probability. A spinner spun n times. The spinner lands on red 14 times. Relative frequency is 0.2. Find the value of n. Now, relative frequency is out of 1. So out of 1, the frequency of landing on red is 0.2. 0.2 can be written as 1 over 5. So out of 14, what is the total number? So it's n. Out of n, it's 14 times. Out of 1, it's 0.2. So basically, just multiply this with this and this with this. So n into 1 is, I think I wrote it the other way around. Okay, let me correct it. Out of 1 is 1/5. Out of n is 14. Now it makes sense. So multiply n with 1/5. So n into 1/5. That is equals to 14 into 1. So therefore, n is 14 into 1 into 5 over 1. 14 into 5 is 70. That is the answer. Question 14. The bearing of Ming field from Linton is 156. Now, I just need to draw a small diagram. It's not a scale diagram, just to give you a rough idea. So let me draw a north axis over here. And let me draw another north axis over here. Now, bearing of M from L. So this is L. This is north. This is M. This is north again. This angle is 156. We have seen many diagrams like this. Calculate the bearing of L from M. So now we are interested in finding this one. So I think what we can do is that just find this angle, this green. I think the green is mixing with the other green. Just find this angle, which is 156. And this thing is 180. So 180 plus 156, that is 336. That's 336 is the answer. Some people, they will do it this way. They'll say this is 156. So therefore, this is 24. These two are what you call interior angles between two parallel lines. So this is 180 minus 156 is 24. So therefore, the alternative is 360 minus 24. That is again 336. So that's a sure short thing that you have done it correctly. On a map, the distance between Linton and Ming field is 4.5 centimeter. So there is map and there is actual. On a map, the distance is 4.5 centimeter. The actual distance is 9 kilometers. Find the scale in this form. Map is smaller, n is bigger, actual is bigger. So 9 into 1000, that is for meter, into 100, that is for centimeters. So this 9 kilometers is 9 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this is 4.5 centimeter. Therefore, this is again centimeter. So basically what we do is that now this thing cancel out. 1 centimeter will be 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 divided by 4.5. Transfer the 0, move 1 0 over here, add a 0 over here. Now what do I have? If I take this 90 and if I divide by 45, I'm left with a 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 2 and 5 zeros. That is the answer for this particular part. Be careful with the zeros. Now this is 13 questions are done. And this is 934. So let me write it in the beginning. So 6 questions, 934, 7 more questions are done. Now let me look at if there is any question anyone has asked. So this is all good, all clear. Let's move on. So 13 questions are done. Let me do 7 more. We will stop at 20. So this is 934. Let's see. So this is question 14 downwards. Expand and simplify. Now, once we are done with the working, we will go to the examiner report also because we have a lot of time. Expand and simplify. 5 into 3x, that is 15x. 5 into -2, that is -10. -3 into 2x, -6x. -3 into -3, that is 9. Always make a habit of double checking. There is no hurry. You have all the time in the world. 5 into 3, 15x. 5 into -2, -10. -3x, -3 into 2x, -6x. -3, that's +9. All good, all clear? So now 15x minus 6x, that is 9x. -10 plus 9, -1. So 9x minus 1, that's the answer of this simplification and expansion. This one, let's multiply 2x into x, that is 2x squared. 2x into -7, that is -14x. 3 into x, that's 3x. 3 into -7, -21. So this is 2x squared, -11x minus 21. So this is the answer, which is 2x squared minus 11x minus 21. Question 15, the first 4 terms of a sequence. 1, 7, there is an addition of 6. There is an addition of 6. There is an addition of 6. That means this is an arithmetic progression or arithmetic sequence. The term formula is a plus n minus 1 into d. What is a? That is the first term. What is d? That is second minus the first term or third minus the second term, which in this case is 6. So let me write it over here. A is 1. D is 6. Your answer will be in terms of n. So Tn is 1 plus n minus 1 into 6. This is 1 plus 6n minus 6, which is 6n minus 5. So this is 6n minus 5. That's the value of Tn. That's the expression for Tn. Question 16. OMN is a sector of a circle center O. ON is 20. So we should know that this ON, if it's 20, that means that is the radius. So ON is the radius. OM is also the radius. And this one is the arc length. That's like this. And now what's the thing? The area of the sector is 30 pi. So now what's the area formula? Area is theta over 360 degrees into pi into r square. Area is 30 pi. X is what we are looking for. X is that angle, x degrees. 360 degrees is there. Pi is there. And radius is 20 square, 20 into 20. Now let's simplify out things. Let me get rid of this 0 and this 0. And then I can take 2 ones up and 2 into 18. And then I can write 2 9s up and this is 2 tens. And I can also get rid of the pi's. So now I'm left with this x. So x is basically 30 into 9 divided by 10. So x is equals to 30 into 9 divided by 10. That is 3 into 9. X comes out to be 27 degrees. So that is the answer for this particular part. Now this one, the mass of a planet, of the planet Saturn, is 5.7 10 to the power 26. So Saturn is 5.7 into 10 to the power 26, and Venus, that is 4.9 into 10 to the power 24. Calculate the difference. Answer should be in the standard form. It's not necessary that the middle steps should be in the standard form. So what my approach is always to work everything in the lower of the two powers. So leave it as it is. Convert this. That means I can write this thing as 5.7 into 10 to the power 2 into 10 to the power 24. 26 is 2 plus 24. Let me simplify this. 5.7 into 100, that is 570, into 10 to the power 24. Now, both the powers of 10 are the same. I can do the subtraction. So first of all, 570 minus 4.9. 570 minus 4 is 566 minus 0.9, 565.1. So the difference is 565.1 into 10 to the power 24. But now we have to write it in the standard form. So let me go 2 units to the left. That is 5.651 into 10 raised to power of negative 2. And this is actually 10 raised to power of 2. So I can write it like this, into 10 to the power 24. Makes sense? Basically, this is 5.651 into 100 is this thing. So this is 10 to the power 2. Now I'll add these two powers. So I don't have to deal with decimals a lot. So this is 5.651 into 10 to the power 26. That's the answer. Now, there are some people who do this, who convert this into this thing. So this would be 0.049 into 10 to the power 26, and then they will do the subtraction from 5.7. I prefer subtracting with big numbers rather than decimals. So that's my approach. Question 18, rearrange to make x the subject. So first of all, square both sides. When we square both sides, y square is equals to x plus 2 over 3. X plus 2 over 3, yeah. So therefore, 3y square is equals to x plus 2. 3y square minus 2 is equals to x. So x is 3y square minus 2. That's the answer. Pretty simple. Question 19, what is it about? Now, people keep in mind that these lectures will be uploaded at your relevant platforms. So there is no hurry of copying it down. Understand it thoroughly, comfortably understand it. You have all the time to copy it later. Once you have understood it thoroughly, copying will be very, very easy. A and B are points on the circumference of a circle center O. So this is center O. A and B are points on the circumference. TA and TB are tangents to the circle. TA and TB are tangents to the circle. Show that triangle OBT and OAT are congruent. Now that's a property. Give a reason for each statement that you make. What is the property? The property is, let me get the markers ready. That's the first thing, that tangents drawn from an external point to a circle are equal in length. So let me just draw it again, straight line. So these two lengths are equal. It's a property. And then we have this line in the middle, which is a common one. And then we have this thing as the radius. So let me draw it properly. And this is also the radius. And then we also have the 90-degree angle, That's right over here and right over here. Okay, so now let me focus it. First of all, start with the green line. OT, that's a common length or side to both triangles. That's the first thing. Then we have the blue line. TB equals to TA. This is tangent property of circle. Tangents drawn from an external point to a circle are equal in length. Then the third one, the red one, OB is equals to OA is the radius. OB is equals to OA. This is the radius. And the fourth one, that is both angles. Angle B and angle A is 90 degrees. Angle B, angle A, that is 90 degree. Why? Because radius is perpendicular to tangent at point of contact. So based upon all this, we have all the three sides equal. We can say that the two triangles are congruent. We can use the property, the right angle, the height, and the hypotenuse. That is based upon that. So the two triangles are congruent. Question number 20, and then I'll go to that time thing. So now the question is, fx is 10x plus 7, find f inverse of x. Let y is equals to fx, therefore f inverse y equals to x. That's a traditional thing that we write, and of course it has a logic that in the original, if you plug in a value x, you will get y. In the inverse, when you plug in y, you will recover back x. That's the rule. So now I'll write y is equals to 10 plus 7x. So 10 plus 7x, therefore y minus 10 divided by 7 equals to x. But what is x? X is f inverse y. So this is f inverse y, but we write everything in terms of x. That is x minus 10 over 7. So that is something very basic. So now let me do one question and then I'll pause. The diagram shows two rectangles. Rectangle ABCD is mathematically similar to rectangle PQRS. What does that mean? Now, look at the side. Let me highlight it. This side, AB, that's the longer one. And BC is the shorter one. Over here, the longer one is PQ. And the shorter one is QR, like this. So let me draw it again. Now, if this is the case, that means 12, the blue is to blue, the 12 is to 8. So 12 is to 8 is equal to 9 is to QR. So green, that is 9 is to QR. So make QR the subject. QR is equals to 9 into 8 divided by 12. So 72 over 12, that comes out to be 6. So QR is 6. So this is the thing that is making sense from this similarity. Find the shaded area. Now it's easy. Rectangle ABCD, rectangle PQRS. This is 12 into 9. 90 plus 18, 108 centimeters square. That is the area. Area 1, let's call it. Area 2, that is 8 into 6, that is 48 centimeters square. Therefore, the shaded area is 108 minus 48. That's a simple subtraction, which is 60 centimeters square. Write it in the space provided. Now, we did 13, so 14 till 21. That is another, how many questions? 7 questions. So now this is 9:47 a.m. No, this is p.m. So let me go back and let me write it over here. So 9:34 till 9:47. So this is 7 more questions. So this is 1 till 6. This is 7 till 13. And this is 14 till 21. So if I write the times over here, so this is 12 minutes. This is minutes. And this is 14 minutes. This is 34, 13 minutes. That's a good thing. And now 22 till the end, whatever the number of questions is. So let me start at 9:49. So I hope so far, so good. Okay. So let's move on. Now, question number 22, we are starting at 9:49. 9:49, 22 till 27. 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 6 questions. Let's see. How much time will it take? I think around 18 minutes. That's my estimation. Factorize 7y plus 2xy minus 6x minus 21. Take 7. No, you cannot take 7 common. You can only take y common. That's 7 plus 2x. Over here, you can take minus 3 common. And if you take minus 3 common, that is 2x plus 7. Now, it's just written first, second, then first, second. It's the same thing on the inside. So therefore, 7 plus 2x is common. We are left with y minus 3. So 7 plus 2x and y minus 3, that is the answer. This one, the next one, 3a square minus 12b square. Let's take 3 common. This is a square minus 4b square. That is 3 on the outside, a square minus 2b whole square. So therefore, this is 3a plus 2b, a minus 2b. That is the answer, a plus 2b, a minus 2b. That is the answer for this particular part. Question number 23. I think the most trickiest question in this paper was this. This is just a part of it. I'll just show you why. The attendance at a cricket match is 36,000. Correct to the nearest 1,000. Write down the minimum number of the people at the cricket match. It's basically asking about lower bound. So now the thing is that when it's to the nearest 1,000, we add and subtract half of that value, which is half of 1,000, which is 500. If it's nearest integer, we add and subtract 0.5. If it's nearest 1,000, we add and subtract 500. So now the lower bound is 36,000 minus 500, which is how much? This is 35,500. So that's the minimum number of people. Now, the question is, if I were to ask about the upper bound, I'm just asking this myself. And if it asks for maximum number of people. So that would be 36,000 plus 500. That will be 36,500. But keep in mind, the upper bound value is not inclusive. So therefore, if it's not inclusive, the value that we will use is 36,499 for the next part. Because it's not a length, it's not a kilogram weight or something. It's a person. So you have to round one step down. Okay, keep that in mind. Now the number of males attending the match is 21,000, correct to the nearest 500. Find the maximum number of females that could be attending the cricket match. So if I say the total is male plus female, if I make female the subject, that is total minus male, that is female. Now this is a scenario of subtraction. If I need the maximum number of female, I should have the total as maximum and male as minimum. Keep that in mind. And by the way, lower bound is always inclusive. Keep that in mind. Now the total maximum is the upper bound, which I calculated, which is 36499. And for males, what is the lower bound? The lower bound for male, to the nearest 500, add and subtract half of 500, which is 250. That's a simple golden rule. So male should be minimum, that is 21,000 minus 250. That comes out to be 19,750. So subtract 19,750. A very conceptual question, even though it's for 1 mark, I think. Yeah, it's 3 mark. The second part is 3 mark. So now when we do the subtraction, this answer comes out to be 15749, because if this is 500, let's say this is 500. So 36,500, 19,750. So first of all, let's think of it as 20,000. 20,000 to 36,500 is 16,500, but then we have to subtract 250 more. So therefore, this is 749 over here. That addition 250 is coming over here. So therefore, 15749, and naturally you can do the subtraction. So therefore, this is the most trickiest part. 15749, that is the answer for this particular part. So just have a look at it again. I'll just have a look at the screen and just go through it. First part was the lower bound. That is 36,000 minus 500. That is 35,500. Upper bound is not inclusive. If it would have asked, that is 36,000 plus 500, but since the value will lead to the next number, so therefore subtract 1. So that is the trick over here. And over here, total is male plus female. So if I make female the subject, that is total minus male. In order for maximum value, this has to be as big as possible. This has to be as small as possible. As big as possible is the upper bound. As small as possible, that's the lower bound. That's the lower bound for males. This is rounded to the nearest 500. Now, question number 24. 100 batteries are tested to see how long they last. The table shows the result. The number of hours, 10 till 15, 15 till 21, 21 till 30, 30 till 50, that is unequal class width. So without further ado, let me write this thing, the class width, because I'll be using frequency density. That is also obvious, and it's written also. So 10 to 15 is 5, 15 to 21 is 6, 21 to 30 is 9, 30 to 50 is 20. Frequency density is frequency divided by class width. So 10 over 5 is 2, 24 over 6 is 6, 36 over 9 is 4, 30 over 20 is 1.5. Complete the histogram. So one bar is drawn. That bar is from 15 till 21. So 10 to 15, the frequency density is 2. So 10 to 15, let me draw it. The frequency density is 2. So I'll go this way, touch this, and that's the first one. Then 21 to 30, the frequency density is 4. So 21 till 30, the frequency density is 4. It's going a little bit over. It's difficult because okay, that's the next one. The second one, 24 over 6 is also 4. So let me just do the correction. This was a 4. Okay, so 2 are of the same height. And the third one, 30 to 50, the height is 1.5. 30 to 50, the height is 1.5. So this is 1.5. I think that's this one. For a second. Okay, that's the third one. And that's how it's completed. So how many marks for this? 3 marks, 1 mark for each part. So a little bit lesser marks, but it's okay. Question number 25, this looks like indices. AXB raised to power of 3. That's A power 3. So this is A power 3, x raised to power of 3b. This is 27, x raised to power of 4. So you can write this thing as A power 3, x raised to power of 3b, 3 raised to power of 3, x raised to power of 4. Compare the x with the x. So these two powers should be the same. And compare the a with the a. Powers are the same. The bases should be equal. So a comes out to be 3. And 3b is equals to 4. B is 4 over 3. So that's the answer for this particular part. Basic indices with algebra. Question 26. A is the point -2, 3. B is the point 4, 7. Find the coordinates of midpoint. Midpoint is -2 plus 4 divided by 2. 3 plus 7 divided by 2. 2 over 2 is 1. 10 over 2 is 5. So the coordinate of M is 1, 5. Line L is the locus of points that are equidistant from A and B. This is a perpendicular bisector. A perpendicular bisector is equidistant from 2 points. So the concept of locus is used with coordinate geometry. Find the equation of line L. A is -2, 3. B is 4, 7. Midpoint is 1, 5. Gradient of AB, that is 3 minus 7 over -2 minus 4. 3 minus 7, -4. -2 minus 4, -6. That comes out to be plus 2/3. Gradient of a perpendicular should be negative reciprocal -3 over 2. Remember the word? Negative reciprocal. Flip, change the sign. Positive becomes negative, negative becomes positive. So now we have M. We have this gradient. So now we will write y is equals to mx plus c. Y is equals to -3 over 2x plus c. Plug in 1 and 5. So 5, -3 over 2 into 1 plus c. 5 plus 3 over 2, that is 6.5. That is 13 over 2. 13 over 2. So therefore, y is equals to -3 over 2x plus 13 over 2. You can leave the answer as it is or multiply throughout by 2. So therefore, 2y is equals to -3x plus 13. 2y plus 3x is equals to 13, or 2y plus 3x minus 13 equals to 0. This is perfect. This is perfect. This is perfect. This is perfect. All these formats are perfect. They have not specified anything as such. Question 27, and this looks like the last question. This is a question of vectors. OABC is a parallelogram. Now, as soon as I've read it, let me mark some lines. So first of all, I'll like to draw this line, that is AB, which is the same thing as OC because it's a parallelogram. Then the red one, this is OA, and this is CB. So these two are the same. So now I'll write these two are parallel, and these two are parallel. M is the midpoint, and OA is 2A. So if OA is 2A, then CB is also 2A. M is the midpoint. So in other words, CM is equals to A and MB also equals to A. T is the point on OB such that OT is to TB is 1. So OT is to TB. This is in the ratio 2:1. We'll use it in a short while. First of all, find OB. How can I find OB? OC plus CB is OB. That's one approach. OA plus AB is OB. Doesn't make a difference. You can go any which way. So OB is OA plus AB. OA is 2A and AB is the same thing as 3C. So OC is the same thing as AB, which is the same thing as 3C. So 2A plus 3C, 2A plus 3C, that's pretty basic for 1 mark. Express AM. Now, how can I find AM? O till A till M. That's O till M. That's one approach. Or I think I can also go this way. O till A till B, B till M. Sorry, A till B, B till M, that's AM. That's the easiest. So BM is negative A. So AB plus BM is AM. So this is AB plus BM. AB is 3C and BM is minus A. So this is 3C minus A. Again, this is 1 mark. AT. How can I find AT? I can find AT using the concept. First, find OT. So OA plus AT is equals to OT. OT is 2/3. 2 plus 1 is 3. OT is 2/3 of OB. So first of all, OT is 2/3 of OB. That is 2/3 of OB is, I think, 2A plus 3C, which is 4A over 3 and 3 cancel, and this is 2C. Now OT is known. OA plus AT is OT. OA plus AT is equals to OT. Make AT the subject. That is OT minus OA. What is OT? It's right over here. 4A over 3 plus 2C minus OA. What is OA? 2A. So now first focus on this thing and this thing. 3 2s are 6. 4 minus 6, negative 2. So this is negative 2A over 3 plus 2C. So this is 80. So 80 is done. Show that ATM is a straight line. Do we have AM? Yes, we have AM. So if I have to prove that this is a straight line, that means what I should do is this. Let me draw a line like this, ATM. So now if ATM is a straight line, that means AT should be a scalar multiple of AM, or AM should be a scalar multiple of AT. That's the easiest. We have AT, we have AM. Now let me write AT further. So if I write AT, can I write this thing as minus 2A plus 3 into 2 is 6C divided by 3? Yes, I can. Can I take minus, actually 2 common? Actually, let me first take 1/3 common. And this is negative 2A plus 3C. Plus 6C, not 3C, this is 6C. Let me take 2 common. So 2 over 3 minus A plus 3C. Minus A plus 3C is the same thing as AM, right? So therefore, I have proved that AT is 2/3 of AM. So AT is 2/3 AM. Since this is known as a scalar multiple, if two vectors are scalar multiples of one another, they are parallel vectors. That's one thing. And also, if we talk in terms of points, the points are collinear points. They lie on the same straight line, therefore lie on same straight line. Show that ATM is a straight line. That's how we show it. So now this is 10:08. Let me first write down the timing. So this is 9:49 till 10:08. So this is 19 minutes. I think that is the time that I've given to myself. I think 18 minutes. So 22 till end in is 27. So let me add it all up. So 12 and 13 is 25. And 13 plus 20 is 23. 25 plus 23, that is 48 minutes. You can also double check. I think it's all good. Let me double check it once. 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10, that is 40. 2 plus 4, that's 58, not 48, 58. So this is 58 minutes. 2 plus 4 is 6. 6 plus 3 is 9. 9 plus 9 is 18. 58 minutes. That's 1 hour. For a 2-hour paper, I think that's a pretty good working. Keep in mind, I'm doing the explanation also. So you can easily do it in 1 hour. So now this part is over, but let's move to the examiner report. Now, mark scheme, only answers are given. There is nothing special in the mark scheme. You can just double check the answer, nothing special as such. Maybe sometimes they just explain, for example, the what you call the standard form, they have just done the explanation. Some reasoning for the congruency. And then this working for that upper bound, lower bound thing. This working for negative reciprocal, a little bit is there. And AT is parallel to TM. AM is 3 over 2 AT, or AT is 2/3 AM, that's the same thing. And they have also expressed in terms of TM and AT. That's your choice. I have used whatever is given. So AM was given, AT was given. So I have used AT as 2/3 AM. And that is what I've proven. Now, let's look at the examiner report. I think this is the most important part. To do well in this paper, candidates need to be familiar with all the subject content. That is very obvious. Be able to carry out basic calculations without the calculator, understand and use correct mathematical terminology, factorize, simplify, things like that. Draw and interpret graphs and diagram, apply mathematical techniques to solve problem, set out their work in clear, logical steps. This is the most important thing. If this thing is there, everything else will fall under this category. Now, the general comments. Now, the general comments are most candidates presented the work really well with working set out legibly. That's readable. Answers clearly stated on the answer line. Most use the appropriate geometrical instruments correctly to take measurements from diagram. I think that was not as such needed. Many candidates demonstrated sound basic arithmetic skills, although errors were seen when working with decimals or working with numbers written in standard form. Candidates often demonstrated good algebraic skills, although care should be taken when forming equations in the context of graph and or vectors. So vectors is something that people need to take care of. Candidates should be encouraged to recognize the difference between expression and equations. For example, candidates attempted to solve expression by adding a 0 to the end of the expression. How is that possible? This is really like, I would say, dumb. Why people are doing this? Candidates should take care to present work carefully, should ensure that numbers 1, 4, and 7 can be clearly distinguished. That means 1 and 4 should not look the same. 4 and 7 should not look the same, and vice versa. They should cross out and replace work if they have made errors rather than overwriting, as this cannot be read clearly. This is very, very important. They should show the method for a question in the working space for that question. If working continues elsewhere, this should be referred in the working space for the question, and the additional work must be clearly labeled with the relevant question number. This should not happen unless you are doing trial and error in the exam. And let's say, let me read something. Now, all these PDFs, I've sent it to you. If someone is new, I'll send them another PDF so they can also have a look comfortably at this. I basically focus on the general comments. And let me see. Let's look at this inequality question. Many candidates solved the inequality correctly. Most candidates correctly got as far as this much. A common answer was x is greater than -6. Following on from this thing, omitting the step of reversing the inequality when dividing through out by a negative number. So this is very necessary. Whenever the coefficient of x is negative, flip the inequality. Something like that circle question, the sector, some good responses were seen. Using the correct formulae to the related of the area of sector and circumference. Some people, they wrote this, but they cancelled incorrectly. The formula for the circumference of a circle was used instead of that for area. So be very, very careful what you're doing. Many good attempts. This is the thing about congruency. Many good attempts at this question were seen, clearly stating that the triangles contain equal radii or equal tangents or a common side or a right angle triangle formed between radius and tangent. We took care of everything. The best responses gave correct statements of equality and the reasons and went on to state that the triangles were therefore congruent with the appropriate reason. Some responses stated that the angles OTB and OTA were equal. And the angles were equal without first showing that the triangles are congruent. Yes. So don't overdo it. Something like, let's look at this upper bound, lower bound thing. The part was answered well by many. A common incorrect response seen was given to the number of the people as 35,000. The best responses clearly identified the minimum number of men and subtracted that from the maximum number of people at the cricket match. Some responses subtracted 21,000 from 36,000 and then attempted to deal. That's wrong. And other responses used the correct bounds to the maximum number of men and match, but went on to subtract this from 3,600 rather than the maximum attendance, that is 34,999. What else is there? The vectors thing, let's read the whole thing. Many of the candidates who attempted this part gave the correct vector. Many correct vectors were seen. The best responses began by writing down the vector route for the required vector. Very necessary. Show them the steps. Many responses gave the correct vector route, but then did not find the vector, often due to a slip in the signs indicating the direction, and some errors are shown. Few fully correct answers were seen. Most responses explained in words why ATM was a straight line and did not explain the reason. So you have to explain the reason by using vectors. Some answers correctly showed that AT was parallel to TM or AM was parallel to TM, but also did not include the step of stating a common point. That is the concept of scalar multiple must be shown. So that's all about this paper. I think that's a very thorough paper. Do let me know if you have understood everything thoroughly. Till the next class, take care.